Hi, this is a video on special ordering in EBMS. There are three different types of special ordering that you can do. One would be associated purchasing, one would be sync quantities purchasing, and the last would be drop shipping. In today's video, I'm just going to be covering associated with the goal of showing you how to create purchase orders for associated items.
This is for products that you don't stock that need to be purchased at the point that they're sold or needed in a manufacturing batch. Quickly want to show you where this setting lives, the purchase method on a product. So let's open the product catalog. We'll go to one of our products here, open it up, and we'll go to the count tab. And it is this drop down right here, purchase method. In this case, you can see this item is set to stocked, but the other three I've mentioned are drop ship, sync quantities, and associated.
So what I'm going to do to start is create a new sales order. And I'm going to add an item here, my 30-inch Adirondack chair. And I want to point out here the purchase method column. You can see we've marked it as associated. Now, you can set up the purchase method's default for this product in the product record, as well as these other items that have pulled in. And I want to highlight two fields that are necessary in order to create the purchase order from the sales order. And those would be that the purchase method is a set to associated, or one of the other two methods I talked about earlier, and the vendor is set. If one of those two things are not true, you're not able to do the following, which is to right click on the line item. I might have to save this first. Yep. Right click on the line item. In this case, you can see it says create order manufacturing batch. Now, the reason it's doing that is because this vendor, I'm going to go ahead and show this to you, look up, has a checkbox that's applied, which is purchasing generates manufacturing batch. So this in my scenario is my business, Awesome Furniture. So what this is doing is prompting me to create this item rather than actually do a purchase of it. So that is why, again, when you right click, it's showing manufacturing batch. Now I want to show a different one. I order one love seat. This one is a different vendor, as you can see. And if I right click on this guy, you can see it says create order purchase order. So that's the main difference there with that checkbox, is if you've set up a vendor for yourself and you've applied that checkbox, whenever you're going to create a purchase order, it's going to create a manufacturing batch instead, as opposed to just creating a regular purchase order that you would be used to seeing for purchasing. So I want to go ahead and just show you what that looks like with this. I'm going to click on create order purchase order. It's asking if I want to save changes. I'll say yes. And then it'll ask me if I want to select an existing purchase order or create a new one. I'll do create a new one. All right, and there is my newly created purchase order for this love seat. So again, that's how to create a purchase order from a sales order. I'm going to go ahead and close this. And then I'm going to show you what it looks like to create the manufacturing batch here. Create order manufacturing batch. All right, similar window. It's going to ask if I want to create a new manufacturing batch or add it to an existing one. I will go ahead and create a new one. In this case, this chair has an optional component. I'll go with what it says there, the right-handed cup holder. And the chair has a component for labor, which is why it's prompting me to create a task, because I have the work orders and tasks module installed. I'm just going to click close on this for now. All right, and then it'll pop up with the manufacturing batch. And there's another video on manufacturing batches, so I won't cover too much here. But the one thing I do want to highlight is I actually have a component here at the bottom, this cushion, that is associated. So you can also create purchase orders from manufacturing batches in a similar way, where as long as you have the vendor set and this purchase method is set to associated, you can right click and you can click on create order purchase order. Similar story here, create a new one. And it's all connected. Now, when you're on the purchase order, and I could have highlighted this with the first one we created, but this linked column will always show what is connected to this special ordering, this associated purchase method. In this case, it's the manufacturing batch 144, which is what we just looked at. Now, I want to mark this as received. I need to update my invoice number here, and I'll save this. Now I'm going to close it. And now you'll notice that in the linked column on the manufacturing batch, it's updated to show the vendor, the invoice number that I just typed in there, and that it has been received. So now I can move forward. If this was waiting on this associated item, I could go ahead and move forward with finishing out this manufacturing batch. So I'll go ahead and do edit, consume all items. I'll go edit, manufacture all finished goods, and I will process this. Okay, I'm going to close this, and we're going to come back to the original sales order. And I want to highlight the same thing here, this linked column. So we created the purchase order for the love seat with cool furniture, PO 189. We have yet to receive that one, but you can see here with the manufacturing batch for the one that we are manufacturing, the 30-inch chair, that again, it's on manufacturing batch 144. And we have received it, or we've manufactured it, in other words. So again, just wanted to highlight how you can do special orders from the sales order. You can do special ordering from the manufacturing batch. Now, the last steps of this process would be special ordering from the purchasing screen. So I'm going to go back to the purchasing screen here. There's a link under inventory, or you can go to the top and do purchasing here. There is a whole nother video on the purchasing tab that focuses on the purchasing tab specifically within purchasing, but now I'm going to go to special orders.
The special orders tab is meant to show all items that are on sales orders or manufacturing batches that have a non-stock purchase method that are not yet linked to a purchase order or a manufacturing batch.
There's a couple additional options that differ from the purchasing tab up here on top. You can limit this to a manufacturer or a specific purchase method. So if you only want to look at, like, for instance, your drop shipped items on sales orders, you could do that. And then there's also the ability to show, limit this to specific ordering that needs to be done before certain ship dates. So you can do that as well. For now, I'm just going to leave this as is. But I am going to click on Find on the bottom right. Now this will pull up sales orders or manufacturing batches that have associated drop shipped or sync quantity items on them that have yet to be ordered on a purchase order. You can see the document numbers here. These could be, again, manufacturing batches, or they could be sales orders. Now, the way you could do this is do a select all on the left if you want to do all of your purchasing at the same time, create all the purchase orders at the same time, or you can just select the check boxes on the left to select what you want to create orders for. In this case, I'll do select all, and then I'm going to click on create order on the bottom right. Now it will go through a wizard, creating a new PO or selecting an existing one. I'll go ahead and just create a new one for cool furniture here. Same thing with this guy, and then same with this guy. Oh, there is actually 4 different vendors here, so there'll be 4. All right, and then it gives us this purchases summary where it gives us links to all of the POs it just created. Now I will mention, if you have any items for yourself that you need to manufacture here and you click on create orders, it will create a manufacturing batch instead, just like we saw with that checkbox for purchasing creates manufacturing batch. But in this case, we didn't have any of those items, but I could double click on any of these and pull one up. And again, here's our purchase order for this one love seat that we had on a different sales order. All right, so that's a walkthrough of how special ordering works in EBMS.